Hi there, I'm Ahsan Shaw, and you're watching me on YouTube and Facebook Live, and also in the group Love Virus. Today we are going to talk about how to find purpose in life. It is something that we all want, having a purpose in life, or uh, making making your life meaningful. It is something that we all want. Well, some people have the purpose, and the other people, a vast majority of people, feel that way. Now, when we say the purpose in life, and according to a study conducted by the New York Times, a vast majority of people, approximately 40% of the people, say that that they have the purpose in life, and the other 60% of the people say that they don't have the purpose in life. According to another study, that the people who have the purpose and sense of control over their purpose, they tend to live longer. And according to another study, that people who have the purpose and sense of control over their purpose, they have the lower risk of heart attack. They have the lower chances of dementia and other diseases. So this is these statistics and these studies shows the significance of of having a purpose of having a purpose in life. Anyways, when we say purpose in life, then there are two ways to look at the purpose. It's the spiritual aspect of purpose and the professional purpose in life. Hi, Stephanie. And uh, the professional purpose in life. Its professional purpose is finding out your interests, your hobbies, and 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 making a profession of your hobbies and interests. When you make your passion into profession, then you do what you love, and you love what you do. And when you do it, then it becomes a purpose in life. And you don't have to work for the whole life, for the rest of your life, when you do what you love. And this is professional purpose in life. And the secondly is the spiritual purpose. When many people they have the profession, they are doing what they love, and after doing what they love, they still feel that they are not living a meaningful life. They still feel that there's something missing in their life, and that's where, and they don't feel happy. They don't feel joyous, and that's where the role of spiritual purpose in life comes in. And it's a professional purpose is when you do what you love. This is the professional purpose. For instance, I'm a writer, and I am a business article writer, to be more precise. And I love writing is my passion, and video making is my profession. Is my passion. They both are my passion, but I am also making my earning, my living through it. So I am doing what I love. This is a very good example of having a purpose in life, professionally speaking. But spiritual purpose is something else. Or spiritual purpose and professional purpose, they both are the same thing. To discuss this topic, my guest is Adrian Sortino. He is a peace architect, and he is going to join us from Footscray, Victoria, Australia. Actually, he is traveling, so don't mind. He is in the vehicle. He is driving. I'm gonna. Hey, Adrian.
Hello, Ahsan. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am very well, very well. It's a beautiful day, and we're journeying.
Mhm.
We're journeying to bring love and peace, I suppose, for the weekend. Easter weekend, it is here in Australia.
Yes, yes. And We are also, indeed, we are on a journey to bring peace and love and having a purposeful life. Were you listening to me when I say the spiritual purpose and professional purpose in life?
Yeah, I was
Mhm,
definitely
mhm,
listening. And
mhm,
you're right. But
mhm,
let's go a little
mhm,
bit further to
mhm,
um, not even use the word professional, and not even use the word spiritual, and just
mhm,
come to the resolution that it's of self.
mhm,
And the purpose of self is to
mhm,
find that you are going to continue living within living
mhm,
peace,
mhm,
and for the understanding that you are around all of these different ailments. And I'll use the word
mhm,
ailments because they take you
mhm,
away from what you truly are. You can then
mhm,
appreciate the substance of what you carry when you've got
mhm,
nothing at all.
mhm,
And finding purpose is just
mhm,
simply like breathing. And the
mhm,
moment that you decide that you are going to own your breath,
mhm,
the purpose of your existence comes to the forefront.
mhm,
Putting it into measures where you've got yourself considering a professional outcome as well as a spiritual outcome, you're going to have a hard task finding something that's suitable that will gravitate across both elements.
mhm,
Because while you're looking at a professional element, you're not going to
mhm,
have the encompassing spiritual element that is with you as you
mhm,
arrive in a different place. Meaning, if
mhm,
you're doing it professionally and your
mhm,
purpose is professionally and you found a
mhm,
spiritual purpose,
mhm.
it's not going to work in accordance.
I think Adrian has just lost. And we were talking about that Adrian has just made a very good point that when you are doing professionally, when your purpose and professional purpose and spiritual purpose, they don't come along. And when you're doing it, and and I think he has joined us again.
Yeah, it
Yes,
seemed like the
yes,
it seemed like the purpose of the Wi-Fi was something that was different.
yes, indeed.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
um, finding the purpose of self is major importance for the simple fact that
Hmm.
without you there is nobody.
Hmm.
So having a
Hmm.
professional purpose
Hmm.
means nothing if you are not in the purpose of your spiritual self.
Hmm.
And you can blend them together in a purpose
Hmm.
of professionalism as well as spiritualism, but you
Hmm.
need to take time away from the establishment to justify what you're doing.
Hmm.
Meaning the patience that you need to commit to yourself in
Hmm.
finding as well as healing as well as blending everything
Hmm.
that you want to come into the same parcel, the same
Hmm.
being, same
Hmm.
identity.
So you mean to say having a professional purpose and spiritual purpose and moving along at the same time by keeping them both is not going to work out well.
Yeah, unless you are like very hard to just stumble across something
Hmm.
like a spiritual purpose in an
Hmm.
understanding and then use
Hmm.
it as a blanket with your
Hmm.
professional purpose. Your
Hmm.
professional purpose is going to put you um, within extraordinary situations where your spiritual purpose is going to be questioned, because your
Hmm.
professional purpose is going to be along the lines of earning financial money,
Hmm.
financial um, lifestyle in a
Hmm.
world that is driven by that.
Hmm.
So, in a spiritual context, you won't
Hmm.
want to touch anything in relation to a professional context of money
Hmm.
whilst you're going through the spiritual journey of purpose.
Hmm.
Your purpose is to find a beautiful element that equates to you, uniquely to
Hmm.
you.
Hmm.
You can't do that in a professional purpose because it's not justified to
Hmm.
be an
But
individual in a professional
Edwin,
place.
Edwin, realistically speaking, and in our real life, we definitely need a professional purpose in life we have to do what we love, and some people get to do what they love, and without profession or without having a professional purpose, you can't just have you can't just live you can't just live a happy life. It gives you a sense of stability in your life.
Yeah. Well, it
Hmm.
does. Say that. Say
Hmm.
that again. Say that again, because there was something that you touched on, and I want to hear that from
Hmm.
you again. Go. Say it
Hmm.
again.
Okay, when you do what you love, and it is the significance of professional purpose that it gives a calmness in your life when you do what you love, and it provides a stability to your life.
Yeah, it does. It does. But
Hmm.
when you stop time, like we spoke about
Hmm.
last week, and you
Hmm.
actually reflect on what you've gone through and experienced, and let's
Hmm.
talk about the professional purpose, you will
Hmm.
then find that as much as it's your drive, you love it, and it's the
Hmm.
thing that invigorates you every day.
Hmm.
The
It,
abundance of everything else around
hmm.
isn't
Isn't
in
it
the
the
same
same thing?
vibration of what you hold.
Isn't it the same thing? When you do what you love and you wake up, you have a purpose in life. Isn't it the same? The spiritual purpose and the professional purpose, they come along at this point that you are doing it what you love, and you are waking it with the purpose that you have to do this task every day, and you have a long-term goal that you have to reach there at that point, along with the social responsibilities that you care about the society and environment and the people around you.
Of course, but
Hmm.
can you control that 100% of the day without
Hmm.
it being conflicted by other
Hmm.
people's interaction?
Hmm. hmm
Return, but
While
for
it's
a couple of days. So
while it's
hmm
being a space of you
Sunday.
being
hmm
you being the
Was there
journey,
any concession?
hmm
you being the hang on. So
hmm
going through your journey
hmm
in a purpose that's professional, you're
hmm
always going to have the
hmm
agenda of what that professional outcome is, be it through the
hmm
organization, that's going to
hmm
take you away from the truth of what your
hmm
spiritual purpose is.
hmm
Can you do the same thing in accordance to it being day in, day out?
Yeah. Edwin, can you give an example of spiritual
90
purpose?
395
Well, your spiritual purpose is not to harm anybody on this planet.
3219.
Hmm.
Your spiritual
When
purpose
you
is to assimilate. Your spiritual purpose is to assimilate to the very energy of light that we all
when
carry.
you when you have a professional purpose of having the same goals, wouldn't it become the same thing?
But you can't have the same goals when you're putting it into a point where there is conflict.
Hmm.
Now, we can
Okay.
we will come to a
Hmm.
professional purpose when we all
Hmm.
decide that the professionalism is that of spirit.
Hmm.
Nobody's
Okay.
thinking that at this
Uh,
point.
in the beginning, I gave my example that
Yeah.
writing is my passion, and I'm doing
Yes.
it professionally. Writing is a very general term. Business writing, to be more precise, business, financial, and analysis. That sort of thing is my writing, and I'm doing it for my clients. I'm doing it for my own blog, and I'm writing it is my passion. And video making is also my passion. I've just started it recently. Hopefully, it will become my profession later on in the life. But for the time being, writing is my passion, is also my profession, and I also care about the environment. So, isn't it the same thing?
Well, it's not professional. It's not
Mm-hmm,
profession. It's
mm-hmm,
you're trying to assimilate the
mm-hmm,
blending that's necessary at this point in time from a
mm-hmm,
physical to
mm-hmm,
an element of a light orientation, the language of light, um,
mm-hmm,
what we are as a truth as it extends
mm-hmm,
further than where we find ourselves in the story now. So
mm-hmm,
when you're assimilating the two, you
mm-hmm,
can't measure that they're going to be the same consistence, because the
mm-hmm,
whole situation has changed in the dynamic of what you are personally now. The care factor of what you had previously in a professional outcome might not even exist there in your own personal being, because you have now found a truth within yourself that has seen you lying in that professional purpose for many years, because you were unable to speak the truth of you. You were unable to continue on the pathway of least possible resistance, because the conflict that came from that space was everything that was not of you anyway.
For instance,
The,
Adrian, you care about the environment, you care about the life, the living being on Earth. You care about the insect, the species, and all the sustainability of the environment, and it is also your profession. And what do you think? Would it become the same thing?
yeah, I'm not getting paid for this though. I'm not getting paid for the profession in which I'm holding now, which is a spiritual profession as well as a professional, because it is those new days. It is that new narrative that people are aspiring to find within themselves. As the rest of it is, the rest of it is the understanding that we have to go through this journey before we can put things back into place in an orderly fashion for us to comprehend and feel as if we're doing something of substance. Now, the professional is to remain within the place of your highest self. That is the professional purpose of you being your spiritual self. So we're using words that are in different demographics, but we can assimilate to the very identity of self. If we take professional away from the outlook of being external, where we're working, and we bring it to the very embodiment of ourself, we then take the architecture of peace at a professional stance to make it our purpose that is of spiritual orientation. And the spiritual is only us finding what is unique to us.
Yes, indeed. And when it's a very good point. When your professional purpose and your spiritual purpose becomes the same thing, then it is going to create conflict later on in your life,
Yeah.
or along the way. Along the
Well,
way,
if
somewhere.
it's not this, it'll always cause conflict, because your spiritual truth, whilst your professional purpose is external of what you are designing, and I say that as going to work in a job that really doesn't care about whether or not you're spiritual or you're a heathen, because the design of that moment, the design of that place does not even consider that you have an extension of a story outside of the hours that you are there. That's
And
that's work. That's work.
Edwin, can we find a balance between both of them, the spiritual purpose and the professional purpose? Because we need it
Of course.
to stay here on this planet, because the sustainability of this planet, of the environment and the ecosystem, is equally important to us, and it play a significant role in our lives. And we are at the point, we are at the verge of history, that we need the sustainability and the the balance between professional purpose and spiritual purpose.
Mm-hmm. Well,
We
the
need that
balance, and
balance.
we've got Tony here. So
Mhm,
Tony McKinley, the guy that takes
mhm,
them beautiful pictures of the moon and the sun in the
mhm,
morning. So
mhm,
we're just waiting for the ferry to come in. So
mhm,
we're going across on the harbour, which will be great for the purpose of Tony, which he's found now as a professional purpose, as he's finding his spiritual purpose, to
mhm,
illustrate the beauty of what is surrounded by nobody's opinion apart from his own.
mhm, mhm.
And you are
So we.
exactly right. You're exactly
Mhm,
right, Ahsan, about
mhm,
the integration of the two identities on this
mhm,
plane.
mhm,
This plane. It's going to be a
mhm,
long while, my friend, a very long
mhm,
while before people can consider their
Mm-hmm.
professional purpose as opposed to their purpose of spirituality. Because the purpose
Mm-hmm.
of spirituality will not allow you to speak ill atrocities, will not allow
Mm-hmm.
you to perform activities that are going against the grain of where you now find yourself as a spiritual purpose.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yes.
do that in our work,
Mm-hmm.
customary in our work environment all the
Mm-hmm.
time. We always do things against our norm because
Mm-hmm.
it fits within that scope of where we're working. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot that we need to slow down. There's a lot that we need to consider of what we have as a purpose, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to what we have as a rule. And
Mm-hmm.
that's the difference. Purpose and a rule. Yeah, the rule
Mm-hmm.
is you got to do this to accomplish this to get to there. But if the purpose was simply nullified, if that rule was nullified by the purpose being personified, that this is why we're here to do this and this is the outcome and this is where we will reach, the world will
Mm-hmm.
change because many people will become then like-minded to the same
Mm-hmm.
actual element of loving peace that they hold within themselves as they detach from everything.
Mm-hmm. And yes, indeed. And when we find a balance between, and it is equally important to us to find a balance. And you gave an example of Tony. He is doing what is love, but there are rules for the professional purpose, and there are rules for the spiritual purpose, and we desperately need to find a balance between both of them. And it is important to us. It is important for the welfare of our societies and for this planet and for the earth and for the sustainability of the environment. And this another thing that is just came to my mind, and I think we'll discuss it in the next week about needs, about the needs theory, because it is also equally relevant to the purpose in life. And we'll discuss it in the next week. And I think our topic was the having a purpose in life, and we discussed it in detail, the spiritual purpose and the professional purpose. Professional purpose is doing what you love, and the spiritual purpose is making your life meaningful. And Adrian raised a very good point that when your passion becomes your profession, it also your spiritual purpose also becomes your spiritual purpose. Then it is going to create conflict later on in your life. But we have to find a balance. It is important for us, and that I think that covered it all. Would you add some final words, Adrian?
Um, yeah, yeah, okay. If we are all uniquely going on a path of professional purpose, spiritual
Mhm,
purpose,
mhm,
okay, first thing that you need to
mhm,
do is you need to feel. You need to
mhm,
see
mhm,
what they have taught you as opposed to what you came with. And when you can actually come with the same as
mhm,
what they've taught you in a variance,
mhm,
everything's a variance, to
mhm,
accomplish a professional outcome, then you can
mhm,
justify blending the
mhm,
spiritual purpose that you have
mhm,
found with the professional purpose to assimilate in that oneness in which we all
mhm,
need to have. And be gentle with yourself because
mhm,
nobody has considered that professional purpose and spiritual purpose can be the very same embodiment when a person walks away from a story to re-arrive at that same story in a different
mhm.
variation than what they are.
Yes, indeed. We have to integrate, and we have to be gentle with us, and we have to feel the spiritual purpose in life. And I think that's
Tony's
it.
just got you. What Tony's just watching you live on Facebook, Hassan. Give him a
Okay.
wave. Give him a wave.
Hi, Tony. Thank you for watching us. And I think we have raised a very good discussion, and we have discussed very interesting points on having a purpose in life and spiritual purpose and finding a balance between both of them. And next week we are going to talk about it is needing the need theory, the needs of our lives, because there are all when you're doing it what you love, then there are needs to fulfill, and it's going to conflict with professional and spiritual purpose. And when your basic needs aren't satisfied, then you won't be able to achieve your level or reach to that level of spiritual purpose. And we are going to discuss it in detail in the next week. And
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's
yeah,
exciting.
yeah. And if you have any question about spiritual purpose or professional purpose, just leave it in the comment box and I'll answer to you as soon as I can, or Adrian will get back to you as soon as he can. Thank you, Adrian, for your time,
No, thank
and
you.
thank
Thank
you
you,
for
Ahsan.
mhm. And
Another
thank you.
beautiful moment.
Yes, and you are traveling, and you gave us your time while you gave us time while traveling. It was wonderful having you, and your views are always lovely. The Peace Architect was here with us, and uh, it is we had received a comment from Stephanie. Spiritual is different for many. Yes, indeed.
Exactly, exactly. And that's the
Hmm.
uniqueness of the story. There's no story written on spirituality. The only story
Hmm.
that you're ever going to find about purpose is
Hmm.
professional purpose.
Hmm.
So
Yes, indeed.
that can be relayed to fit within the scope of what you own and what you present in who you are. So
Yes, indeed.
nothing's written in this whole transformation, and that's the beauty of it. That with
Yes,
love, it comes in so many different forms.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And professional purpose and spiritual purpose, and it is important for us to have something, to have a purpose in life. It is for the well-being for us.
Mm-hmm.
It is for the well-being of our body and soul. And as a statistically, I mentioned it earlier that 40% of the people say that they have the purpose in life. And according to another study, only 30% of the people they say that they have the purpose in life. And the people who have the purpose in life, they tend to live longer and they have lower rates of dementia, health, heart strokes, and other diseases. So it is a spiritual purpose or professional purpose. They both are important for our well-being, for us, for our mind, body, and soul. And we have to find a balance between professional purpose and spiritual purpose. And thank you guys for watching us. Thank you, Edwin, for joining us. And
Thank you,
have
guys.
safe traveling. And I'll see you next week. And we'll discuss the new series.